My name is Peace Etim, and I appreciate everyone for being here. This webinar or this series will not hold without you. Big congratulations to IgniteVA on your anniversary. So I'm going to be speaking on the topic agency owner. We'll be looking at the systems, building your income and your freedom as a virtual assistant. So for me, I'll be using myself as an example, a very good example, because I started as a freelancer and I scaled up to having an agency. I didn't have a big team, I didn't have any fancy systems. I just had my work tools and the willingness to figure it all out. Today, I run a virtual assistant agency with lots of VAs that I delegate teams, like the technical unit, the media unit, and all of that. So I'm going to be sharing not just from theory, but from my experience. As a means of introduction, I would like us to answer these questions, not verbally, just ask yourself, because with this kind of like a honest conversation here. Okay, so how many of you here are always busy? You're always working, but you are not making enough. You're always doing tax, but the money is not showing. That you can typically say you walk like an elephant and eat like an ant. Or how many of you are struggling to raise your prices because you feel that, oh, if you raise your prices, you will lose clients? Or how many of you are doing everything by yourself? If this is you, you answered positive to all of these, this session is definitely for you. So freelancing is good, very, very good. It's not bad to be a freelancer. It gives you freedom. You work at any time zone, you work at any time you want. You can choose your working days and your off days. But it also comes with hidden problems. There are some things that you can't just avoid. You are the business and you are the worker as a freelancer. You are the business and you are the worker. You do everything. If you stop working, your money stops flowing. If you say I want to take a break for 3 months, if you don't have savings or you don't have other businesses, you will go broke. As a freelancer, you are limited by your time and you get tired faster than you grow. So at some point you realize that this thing is not just sustainable. So for me, the biggest shift was that I stopped thinking like a freelancer and started thinking like a business owner. And what changed was I changed how I priced my services, I changed the way I work, and I changed how I showed up. Okay. So what does it really mean to be an agency owner? It's not just about having a team of people you work with. No. You focus on results, not just tasks as an agency owner, because the results that you have are the ones that will speak for you, not just completing tasks. Okay, you have to make posts, not just making the posts. Are these posts yielding? Are there conversions? Are your clients getting the leads that they need? As an agency owner, you stop selling your time and start selling your outcome. So you don't say, I work 10 hours, I work 8 hours. You start selling what you bring to the table, the value that you offer. As an agency owner, you build a work without you. So unlike being a freelancer where if you don't work, you don't make money. An agency owner, if you don't work, your money still flows. You have systems that still bring money even when you are just relaxing. That's the goal. That's the goal. So you move from saying I every time in your business as a freelancer, you always use I will do it, I will do it, and you move to we. My team will handle this. So in my early days as a freelancer, I'm going to, as an agency owner rather, I'm going to share this with you. I made some mistakes which you shouldn't make. When I was starting up, I underpriced my services because I was scared that the right people that were supposed to work with me would go away. I also tried to do everything on my own. I hired too late. I was waiting for the right resources before I start my agency, before I scale as an agency owner. And I didn't have the proper systems in place. So it cost me a lot of time. It cost me, I stressed myself a lot. It cost me money because money I would have made, I didn't make. I just let it go because I was scared. Now the turning point was that at some point I couldn't keep up anymore and I decided to get more hands. I faced my fears. I got people on the team. I decided to, a friend of mine then that has been supporting me when I started as a freelancer, we decided to collaborate and he's co-founder of Mesho VA. So he brought ideas, I brought ideas, we meshed it together and we made the agency better. We had more tasks which you could delegate to all our virtual assistants, we had more clients, and we had more time to ourselves. So, how do you scale into an agency? You are a freelancer right now, you are just a VA that freelances. How do you scale? The first, build strong skills first. You need to build strong skills first. You don't just become an agency. There are some things you need to put in place. And if you don't have the right skills, you will definitely miss it at some point. The second thing is that you start documenting your work. So, like we said, you need systems that work for you. If you don't document what you've been doing over time, you won't know what works and what doesn't. People cannot step into your shoes when you are not around. Your VAs cannot do what you would have done because you do not document it. The third thing is you need to hire your first support. It doesn't need to be big, right? It doesn't need to be a team of 10, 20. The very first support we hired were students that graduated from our very first bootcamp. So after their internship, we gave them a paid internship. So we just gave them stipends. It wasn't much. And they were very glad to do. Not everybody, just few of them. And that's how we did it every year. Some of them decided to stay with the agency, make sure VA, and work as virtual assistants. So hire your first support. It can be your friend, it can be your sister, it can even be your husband working with you. The fourth thing is you need to position yourself differently. Stop seeing yourself as an employee, right? Start seeing yourself as the employer. Start seeing yourself as somebody of value. And the last one here is increase your pricing with confidence. Now, it will shock you to know that there are some people that will not hire you because they think you are too cheap. Yes. They feel that because your price is too low, your quality also will be low. So sometimes to get the right client, position your pricing in a way that will attract them. I'm not saying go overboard because there are some people that they'll work with you for the first month and you're not giving them the right value that they want for how much they are paying, they'll go away. Definitely. But when they work with you and they see that you are actually delivering at this price, they would stay. Increase your price with confidence. You know what you have to offer. Offer it with all that you've got. So, what changes when you become an agency owner? The first thing is that you stop chasing clients. They'll be the one chasing you. Yes, they'll be the one chasing you. I remember when we started, we were always sending proposals, applying for gigs. I was on LinkedIn personally most of the time, applying for everything I can. I was on Upwork. But these days, for the past 3 years now, I don't think I've applied for any job. People just reach out on IG, reach out and they're like, oh, they saw our websites, we are ranking, they saw our GMB post, Google is recommending us, someone recommended us, they want to work with us. That's it. The clients will definitely come. The second thing is that you attract better opportunities. There are some people that don't want to work with one person, they want to work with an agency. They feel that you have more structure, you have systems put in place, and you will deliver more results. There's someone that reached out to us recently. They work with outsourcing firms, they don't work with one individual. So they know who to hold accountable. You pay the agency and the agency pay the virtual assistants. You will attract better opportunities. You will earn more without doing everything yourself. At some point, all you need to do is supervise. You don't actually do the tasks. At some point, you may not even be the one supervising. You put a better VA that supervises. You just sit down and the money keeps flowing. You earn more without doing anything at some point, and then you build something that can grow beyond you. Even when you are not there, that system is running. It's a legacy. It just keeps running with or without you. Now, let's do a little reality check as I conclude. When you start an agency, it's not going to be easy. Let me be honest. You will make mistakes because you are just starting. You will lose money. Sometimes you overpay VAs and then you have little profits, or you take on jobs you're not supposed to take on, or you spend because you have to get tools, you have to make subscriptions for some of the softwares you'll be using. You may learn the hard way. Definitely. That's why mentorship is very, very important. You reach out to people that have been there before. Like I said, the very first step is getting the skills that you need. So you need to still learn, even as an agency owner. If you are a freelancer here right now, what I'm going to tell you is don't rush the process, right? Don't rush, but don't stay stuck either. Don't be comfortable where you are, but don't rush it. There is a learning phase. There's a place for building experience. And if you are currently a virtual assistant, you already have the experience, which is a good thing. You already have network, probably. You already have people that can refer you. You already have a good online presence. Now is the time to turn all of that into structure and start an agency. And I heard someone said it's not a virtual assistant. If you're a business owner here on this call, I'm going to tell you that you don't just need a virtual assistant. You need a system, not just any system, a system that works. So here's my final encouragement to everyone here on this call that have been from the beginning of this session to this very point. I want to let you know that growth doesn't come from doing more work. No, we have lots of AI, we have lots of softwares that make your work very easy. You don't need to stress out. Growth doesn't come by doing more work. It comes by building a better system, automating your systems, creating systems that work for you, all of that, being more productive. That's growth. And you don't need to have everything figured out. You don't need to have all the money, you don't need to have all the connections, you don't need to have all the tools. Start where you are. Take one step first. We've mentioned about 5 steps into building your agency. Don't sit back and wait. Start from something, because if you start late, definitely you will regret it. That's it from me. Thank you very